Fading down for out in this world devoid of answers and blood. Your words through. You're so Lord person, and I really don't know. Hey, what's up? Ah. The line is drawn again. You lose yourself. Just one more step, I'll recover. Just one more step. Okay. Wyatt, I guess school's out for you. Hello. Should probably tune. Oh, what kind of tuba do you have? JJ Quan? I don't know how to say that. What kind of tuba? I forgot the webcam's right there. Hi, Nick. Tuner. Oh, you're a sousaphone player. Nice.
I did sousaphone in a pep band when I was in high school. Let's see. I don't know how you can stand to play high brass. Like tuba mouthpiece is big and it's nice, but like trumpet, I can't get my mouth small enough. I don't get it. I've always wanted to play a Wagner tuba though. That would be really fun. But I'd have to figure out French horn mouthpiece first. Flat. Actually, JJ Kwan, I just got like 10 minutes ago, I just got an email. I got a college scholarship for $4,000. I auditioned with this tuba, the E flat, but I'll probably be doing B flat most of the time. Honestly, getting any note out of French horn is insane. It's such a pretty instrument though. It's really underrated. Hey, Quiet Forest. JJ Kwan, I prefer the Helicon. I never really liked sousaphone. The weight distribution felt a little off, and because I like to play tuba and drums at the same time, Helicon is a little bit lighter and easier to play, so I prefer the Helicon. But the sound of a sousaphone is a lot more fun. It's more blasty. Fourth valve is a kind of a pain. Wow, 5 viewers. I think this is more than I've ever had on a stream before, because I almost never stream. Fiberglass sousaphone? No, I haven't. I've seen them around, and I wonder what the difference is, but I've never played anything but a brass one. There's a guy, I think I saw him on Facebook, but he did carbon fiber sousaphone bells, and that would be really fun to get for my B flat concert or the recording tuba. But I think they're kind of expensive and not worth it. Oh yeah, sousaphone's totally a great instrument. Like it's just my opinion that I don't like it as much, but it's still really fun to play. And their sound is so wide. I would like to. I don't know how many opportunities I'll have. If I get into the jazz band, I'd prefer playing it over tuba. and I'm guessing they have a pet band, so I'd like to do it there too. But yeah, I don't want to leave out any of my instruments. How well can you guys hear me? My mic was being kind of annoying earlier. I can't hear myself. Hello, seventh section. Okay, Quiet Forest. I've never played bass trombone, but from tuba, it's so fun. Like you can feel the vibrations through the whole instrument. Your lips, it buzzes at such a low frequency versus higher notes. You can feel it go brrrr. It's really fun. And especially with things like if you ever heard bass or contrabass saxophones, their notes are so like deep. I love bass things. I wish I had a bass voice instead of a baritone, but the lowest singing note I can go is G flat. I don't know what I want to practice. Have I ever played Illumination? Is it a song or like the theme song to the animation studio? Oh yeah, of course, JJ Kwan. Here it is. I gotta oil the valves real quick. I haven't played it in a few days. The song. I don't think I have that. It doesn't sound familiar. Okay, I gotta tell you guys about this Helicon right here. It's really a pain. The valves, it's 140, 145 years old. And the valves, they're not, with normal other tubas, the piston valves, they go down smoothly, but these ones are machined so closely together. You can feel the friction. So they're a lot harder to press down, even when they're fully oiled. You guys probably can't even see that. Yeah, it's an interesting horn to play. I'd like to get it polished. I don't have any Brasso right now. I need to run to Home Depot or something. Polish it and get it all nice and shiny again. It's got some fingerprints and stuff on it. Hello. Um, let's see. Low time. Honestly, it can if it's low enough and like I'm tired or something, or like a lot of different things. But yeah, it can make it hard to read music. Sometimes high notes do that too, though. They make it hard to focus my eyes. All right. What should I play? I've kind of always wanted to play bass clarinet. I'm not, I did bassoon and that was all right, but I've never been good at fast fingerings for woodwinds. Like the Ophicleide is hard for me, and that's only 11 keys. Bassoon was tricky, but I got it figured out. I think I'd have a lot of trouble with bass clarinet, but it sounds like fun. I'd like to try it sometime. Hmm. Should we try Into the West? Oh yeah, don't bass clarinets read in treble clef even though they play in bass clef? It's kind of like saxophones, like bari sax stuff. I don't know how it all works. I'm not a fan of transposing. Like I'm fine with different keys and tubas because you transpose the fingerings, but read in concert pitch. I can't read in anything but concert pitch. That's super. Is everything pushed in? That's weird. Even with everything pushed in, I'm hitting 45 cents flat. Oh, seriously? Let me try and hear it. Yeah, my microphone is like being really weird. It's telling me like saying the frequencies are off, but it's not telling me how to fix it. I wonder. Hmm. Okay, I'm trying to switch microphones, see if you can hear me. Me too, JJ Quan. That would like I don't wanna lose this, you know? I don't want it to be sitting around all day. Dang. Sorry, there's like a 10-15 second delay between when I can see it and when I talk, so it's taking a little while. Oh. What if I remove this? Can you guys hear me? Anything? See if it fixes the playing. Oh man, it's still. That's frustrating. I wonder if it's the problem with YouTube audio itself. Let's see. Hmm. This guy input. All right. Let's see. Maybe this will work. Oh, that's even worse. Shoot. Sorry, guys. This is frustrating. 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 Sorry, guys. No, that's even worse. I wonder why. No, that's even worse. Okay. And input. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, let me see all the ones I missed. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a compression thing. Yeah, JJ Kwan, the Helicon bell. Let me show you. It's welded on. Um, some of them do have detachable bells, just not this one. Usually they detach around this seam. So yeah, if you took it off, it would be not usable. And yes, you can march with a Helicon. It was the marching tuba before sousaphones, and actually before marching, it was a horseback things, horseback marching instrument for like wars and stuff. So you can ride a horse while playing it, probably one hand on the saddle, and it's light enough, and it doesn't have the sousaphone's heavy front, so you won't topple over. Yeah, my recording setup is really it hasn't been practicing much. It's been sitting in the practice room on its phone. Oh no, seriously, loaf of time. Can you imagine getting trampled by a horse and holding a brass instrument? You got to pay thousands of dollars and your medical. You could do it with a sousaphone. It's just a little trickier because they're heavier. It wouldn't be fun for you or the horse. This is really weird. The whole instrument seems to be really flat, but everything's pushed in all the way. I don't know how it can be flat. Wow, is it's still not working? Seriously? Oh yeah. I wonder if it's too loud. I don't know, loaf of time. If you had like, because think about a full army band, you'd have multiple sousaphones or helicons. Like you could make a lot of noise. Let me try turning it down. Let's see. Seems to be managing higher notes. Interesting. Interesting. It might be that. I think I didn't want to bother setting up my massive uh switchboard over there because it's a pain. I can't really move it, so I'd have to like get a whole bunch of wires. But next time I might have to move all my drum mics because it works a lot better there. Yeah. Next stream I'll try it. Okay, to answer your question, JJ Kwan, people do still play Helicon, mostly in European countries. It's a German horn, so a lot of Germans play it. It's a sousaphone got really popular here in America because John Philip Sousa was American, and then a bunch of other countries adopted it because it's a good horn. But yeah, Helicon is a very European thing, so more Europeans play it. Thank you, Chloe. Man, yeah, it's still cutting it out. Man, this is a pain. And I've tried all these different mics. There's got to be some way. I'm running this through OBS Studio, and there's got to be like some way. Filters. think bass trumpet would be really fun. Um, I mean, it'd be kind of fun to get a euphonium, just especially when it's a curved bell, just to like show the size next to my massive recording bell tuba. But I wouldn't have much of a use for it because I've never been a euphonium player, so I'd have to figure it out. Where are you from, JJ Kwan? Are you American or some other country? Okay, nice. Not that America's a great place. I really want to move to Germany. I've never been outside the country, but Germany seems really fun. I need to brush up on my German. I haven't been focusing on it much. I wonder what it does, what YouTube is going to do to the Ophicleide. 1 second. Ah, yeah, that's a good point, JJ Kwan. I don't know. It feels like nowhere's safe anymore. Maybe I'll go to the moon. We can colonize the moon. Call it Ophicleide land. No, I'm kidding. I have never been good at high notes, like even on the Ophicleide, but especially the tuba. High notes are not my thing. Like, I mean, I can do them, get up into the treble clef, but it's not easy for me, Sousaphone land, let's go. Yeah. No, I've never even touched a trombone, Gumball. I'm terrified of it. I want a valve trombone, but I don't want to learn the slides, That's too much, I think. Yeah. No, McDonald's would not be allowed. It would take away from our practice time, You can't have McDonald's while you're practicing. Okay, I think I think tubas should have slides. Like, or even chimbasso. Like, having a slide chimbasso or a slide tuba would be so fun. Like, I love playing tuba, but sometimes I just want a nice glissando or just the feeling of a slide on a tuba, Wouldn't that be fun? Let's see. How does YouTube deal with the off Clyde? Oh, that's rough. Oh, Duran plays the tuba. How do you do that? Cars don't even have mouths. Unless you're from the movie Cars, I guess. I don't know how you hold the tuba. Do your tires bend to hold the tuba? No, that's the worst part. Glissando is terrible in anything without a slide. No, I've never even held a clarinet. How do you say that? Zenterprods? No, I would be terrible at it. I don't think I could do anything but squeak, honestly. Yeah, I've got an Ophicleide book I've been neglecting for a long time. I got it my first month-ish of playing, and I forgot about it for a long time. I should probably play through it sometime. This isn't like a beginner Ophicleide book because if you're playing the Ophicleide, most likely you play other horns. You know, it's not like a beginner instrument kind of thing. So some of these passages are like insanely tricky. Let's see. I missed what you guys were. Oh yeah, I know. I get the concept. I would just never be able to like stop my hand in the right place. You know, my teacher is actually a trombone player. My private teacher, he plays trombone mainly, and he's really good at it. But I can't. I couldn't stop it in the right places. No, what did you do to your trombone, Alex? What happened? Oh yeah, bass trombone seems pretty fun. My jazz band, instead of a tuba, we have a trombone bass trombone player, and I'm impressed. It looks tricky. I'd rather just play the tuba. Essential Elements probably doesn't even know what an ophicleide is. They'd get so confused. Let's see. You stuck a trumpet mouthpiece in there, Alex? Ugh. I can't say I haven't done that before. I've totally done that with tuba. Insane. Okay, this is kind of insane. So, Ophicleide, the lowest it goes is A1. Let's see. Oh, YouTube's not giving it a show. Anyway, A1 is the lowest note, and so many Ophicleide pieces, because it was a bass horn, they have it going to the lowest range super often. That'd be like that'd be like having a tuba player always play at the bottom of the piano. It's really hard to do and it's annoying. I gotta learn how to do it better. I'm sure the mouthpiece would be fine. It's just, it's tricky to get the slide. That'd be the hardest thing for me. And I don't have time. I have a flute that I haven't practiced in forever because I just don't have the time. I got to focus on other things. Can I get one of the tubas? Which tubas? Let's see. No, so yeah, before tubas and euphonium stuff, there was just ophicleide for the low brass or the low valve brass, I guess. Trombones are way older. But so yeah, there's specific Ophicleide music, and then you can play it if you're a euphonium or a high tuba. Um, yeah. Sit down once. Do you want me to pick it up? I got one right here. My E flat. Ah, hit the door. You guys can't see it, but I'm in my studio and it's kind of cramped back here. I need to clean up. Oh no, not the brain rot. Brain rot and band. Band rot. I I don't know if you have the exact same one because this one is like the uh the company who made it, they kind of just like stenciled off different tubas. So you probably have one similar, just not this specific brand because the brand died after like 10 years, I think. Oh, that's sick, Gumball. I never did marching band actually. I didn't really want to. But good luck. It sounds like it's a lot of work. Hey, what's up, Isaac? I'm doing pretty good. Man, I really wish there was a better way to get the sound. I don't know why. Yes, it is a capybara. Her name is Cappy Barbara. One trombone, Chloe? Dang. I'm surprised. There's usually so many kids who want to play trombone. If I was offered to join DCI for free, then would I? No, because like, I never did marching. It's not something I do, I prefer jazz, something loose. I don't love the snappy military style. The sounds are really fun. I just wouldn't want to do it. I love listening to it though. I'm still trying to figure out why this does not want to work. Properties. No. Maybe advanced audio properties. Try to click mono. Let's see. See how that sounds. No, that didn't help. I think it's anything below F is like just not working. Just really annoying. So yeah, it must be. It must be YouTube itself. Let's see. Trying to read your comments. Oh yeah, you should totally join jazz band. It's a lot of fun. I joined my junior year. Yeah, my junior year, and I was a drummer. It was the first time I played drums with an ensemble, and I was absolutely terrible because I didn't know jazz. Sorry, I messed something up. What did I mess up? There we go. Okay. Let's see what I missed. I did a couple live streams when I had like maybe 2,000 subscribers and only a couple people showed up. It was a lot of fun talking to them, but it's kind of weird having, more than 3 or 4 people. It's kind of nice. I'll probably do more of these if I have time. Okay. Putting a capybara on a tuba is like putting a pigeon on a sim racing wheel shifter. Yeah, except the pigeon would probably poop. No. I love capybaras. They're my favorite animal. I want to own one, but they're illegal in Utah. Also, I'm going to college soon, and I can have. See, favorite mode of the major scale. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know any of the modes. People always say Lydian, all of the other ones. I'm like, I have no idea what they mean. I should learn, but I don't get it right now. Lowest note I could play on this one, it's functionally it's E flat 1 or E flat 0. I think it's E flat 1. But technically you can go lower, it just doesn't sound great. And it's not going to play on YouTube, unfortunately. With the B flat one, it's also functionally E flat 1, but I can go all the way to B flat 0. Um, Over time, you should totally convince your band director put you on bass trombone. I'll be sick. Favorite song on tuba? I've been working for a long time on the Memphis Blues. It's a really fun piece, but I'm struggling with it still. But yeah, probably months and months later, you might see it on YouTube if I get a good recording of it. Let's see. I wouldn't know because drums don't usually get solos, and when they do, they just say improvise. But I totally get it. Like reading solos off the page is a lot less fun than actually just improvising. Yeah, Isaac, I have no idea what those mean. Like Lydian is just a word to me now because I don't understand what it is. Oh, flute choir sounds fun. I really want to play contrabass flute. I know I said it in a short recently, but that'll be a lot of fun. If I could figure out regular flute first. Like piston or rotor valves, I love rotor valves. They're my favorite. They're just so much easier. I got piston on my Helicon, and they've got they've got similar amounts of travel, but also a lot more travel, and they're just worse to play, I think. But yeah, rotor valves every time. Oh yeah, that'd be tricky as a guitarist. Jazz. I feel like people forget that guitarists play jazz. What was I gonna do? Oh, that's right. I would probably choose jazz. I do enjoy classical. I play in a philharmonic and a community band here in Provo, but it's not as fun as jazz in my opinion. It's easier though. What year have I started playing instruments? Let's see. I have to think a long way back. So tuba was seventh grade. I don't know what year that was. Um, yeah, tuba was seventh grade. Piano was the summer before eighth grade. Drums was right before ninth grade in 2020. Um, let's see what else. Ophicleide was junior summer before senior year. Yeah, summer before senior year. Bassoon was sophomore year at the very beginning. Um, yeah, and then I just picked up like other percussion stuff. Let's see. Sax tuba. I I think sax tuba is kind of dumb. It is, yeah, pretty much. Called sax horns and sax tubas. I mean, like, I get it, but when you think sax tuba, you imagine a tuba with a saxophone mouthpiece, and then you're disappointed to find out it's not that. I don't have a bassoon. I had one all during high school, but I can't afford one on my own, and I had to return the one I was borrowing from the school. But I really enjoyed it. It was just really tricky. Okay, I wanted to show you guys. I'm gonna make a short about it sometime soon, but I've never shown off this harmonica I have. It's a really nice harmonica. Um, M Honer, key of F. It's really fun. The only song I can really play is Piano Man, and it's in the key of F, but the original is in the key of C, so you're gonna have to bear with the F one. I wonder how well YouTube's gonna handle it. I can't hear it, so I don't know how well it sounded. Let's see. Okay. I've never played euphonium, but as a tuba player, remember to loosen up. I I know trumpet players, the goal is to like be really tight. Tuba, you want loose. It's okay to puff your cheeks a little bit. Don't squirrel up, but it's okay to have a little bit of looseness in your cheeks, and it kind of looks like you're puffing up. So don't be afraid to be loose. Let's see. What am I missing? How old am I? I'll be 19 in July. Musical hobby, yes. I have spent a lot of money on hobbies. Yeah, I think, let's see. I think in total, I counted up a little while ago, but it was about 10,000-ish dollars on all my horns. And that doesn't count repair costs. You can't hear it? Oh, one second, let me see. Oh yeah, wow, it doesn't even do anything. That's really disappointing. Okay, guys, next time I stream, I'm gonna have to hook up my full switchboard. Um, I'll move my drum mics, and then you can hear me a lot better. But yeah, I'll make a short about this harmonica soon, I hope. Shorts are really easy to make. They're like 10, 15 minutes for something like this. Like editing is maybe 5, 10 minutes, so it's nice. Let's see, what did I miss? Oof, no. Getting like canker sores or pimples on your lips is so painful. It's a pain to play. I did not do all state. I was going to, and then I forgot to submit my audition in time. But I'm wearing a shirt right now. It was the Weber State Honors Band, which is kind of close. I didn't audition for it. My director actually recommended me to go, so he basically invited me, which is really fun. Yeah, same. I only know Piano Man and the harmonica. Let's see. Ooh, what was the tuba that sold for 2.1 million? It must be like solid gold or something. I have the cheapest oboe you could find. Dude, oboes are not cheap. I'd have to I'd have to find one. My dream car? I want a car that works and fits all my instruments. So, like a minivan or like an Outback, Super Outback or something. I don't want something super expensive. I'm not a car guy at all. Um, how did I get in the ensemble? So the Nebo Philharmonic was my repair lady. She was the tuba player for that, and I asked, "Can I join?" She's like, "Yeah," because there's only one tuba player per Philharmonic. So she was like, "Hey, all." She doubled on bassoon and tripled on cello. So she's like, "Hey, you can take my spot as the tuba." And then so yeah, that's how I got in that. Um, the community band down here, I just had to ask, it's just a community band and it's really small. I'm the only tuba player there, but last season there were two. Let's see. If I could learn any instrument in the world that I don't have, if I had to actually learn it and I wasn't magically good at it, um, hmm, I'd probably want to do something like a bass sax or something. That would be a lot of fun to learn. No, I have never tried French horn. It's the same thing as a trumpet. I just like I can't deal with a small mouthpiece. I a Wagner tuba would be really fun to play, but I just I can't do that. My mouth doesn't do it. Favorite string instrument? Hmm. I'm not a big. Okay, here's a story for you guys. In elementary school, every year, so my elementary school principal, he had two daughters who were world class violinists. So he made every grade play a string instrument. And because we were forced to do it, I started hating string instruments. I didn't want to do it. So as soon as I got to seventh grade, I quit orchestra and started doing band instead. So I think if I had to choose a string instrument, it would probably be double bass because I love bass instruments, but I would never play another string instrument. I tried guitar during 2020 and 2021, but my fingers can't deal with going up and down the fretboard and left and right. I'm used to just a piano, one line. Oh, I would totally rent a bassoon. I really want to start playing again. I don't have any video ideas, but I'd find something. I actually have a an arrangement of Monsters Inc. I mostly just play it on the high part on the Ophicleide, but it would be better, more fun for me to try it on the bassoon and then tuba as the low part. So yeah, my middle school and high school, they both had orchestra, band, and choir all separate. It was it wasn't like a big middle school. It was decently sized, but there were so many people coming in. There were like 2,000 kids, I think, and the school couldn't handle it. 2,000 kids in my grade, and the school couldn't handle it. That doesn't sound right. No, it had to be. It was something big. I don't think it was 2,000. No, piano's percussion. It has strings, but it's percussion. Bass guitar is pretty sick. Same with string bass. I have gotten melody because I did bassoon, and sometimes the Ophicleide had it. If you ever heard the piece in the bleak midwinter, it's a really beautiful piece. My senior year, I traded off solo with the French horn, and I was playing Ophicleide. It was really fun. I can't play hopscotch buns with the bugle because the bugle only has fundamentals, so there's too much of a gap. Uh, Play one woodwind, it would be bassoon because I still play it. Oof. Piccolo trumpet sounds even harder than regular trumpet. Up to the third octave. Let me grab my bugle. So yeah, here's the problem. I still can't play bugle very well. The mouthpiece is so small. Let's see. It's my wooden one versus the trumpet. This is the size difference. Oh, I'm looking at the monitor. This is the size difference. You can see how big the hole is. I like I don't know the technique to bugle very well. Let's see. I don't even know if you guys can hear that. Wait, let me show you guys something. I gotta go around. So I got this bugle for my birthday, my 18th birthday. Apparently, my mom and brother found it in a thrift shop. It was like $10, but it came with a Yamaha silent brass mute, and I don't know how much exactly these are worth, and I don't know if it works, but these aren't cheap, and it's kind of sad that it's an instrument I don't know how to use. It works. I mean, it makes it silent. Oh yeah, that's one of the biggest problems. There's so much pressure. I'm not used to it. But I just don't know how to do the embouchure in general. I'm so used to tuba embouchure, I don't know how to tighten. When I play it, there's just so much air coming out. It sounds like there's a leak in the instrument coming out of the bell. I gotta put the harmonica away. Oh, this is really fun, guys. I need to string more. The problem is I don't have very much time um, between working. I don't work full time, but I work pretty much every day, and then I donate plasma twice a week. I have Philharmonic rehearsals Tuesdays at 7, um, community band or community orchestra rehearsals Thursday at 7, um, and then Saturdays I usually work at the night, and then I have a tuba lesson at noon. So it's hard to find big gaps of time like this. Hi Lee, how you doing? That's actually that worked, Chloe. Interesting. I was pressing too hard on my face. Yeah. Alright, no real songs. I can't even get a good note out of this. There's no way I could play a song. I don't know how to like loosen my lips for trumpet embouchure, you know? Like tuba it's really easy. No, I love getting my Ophicleide mouthpiece and sticking it on here. It just barely fits. It doesn't even really fit. It wobbles around. But if you hold it it says I'm maxing out the sound. What's taps? Racing. My favorite racing game is Mario Kart Wii. Can't beat it. I can't whistle. That's the problem. Yeah, that's one reason to stay out of trumpet. You know, I gotta keep my ego down. You know, us Ophicleide players, we're pretty egotistical already. You know, I'm just so cool that I can play a really bad sounding instrument. But yeah, Yamaha silent brass mute. It's interesting. Mario Kart Wii is goaded. I love Mario Kart. I haven't played it in a long time, but I used to dominate. I never had like I had a DS, but I never had any console other than the Wii. So I got really good at Wii games. I don't know. There's some trumpet players who have a high ego and don't practice. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was gonna play Ophicleide songs. I wish I had that. It would probably help my trump or my tuba playing to be able to get high notes. Okay, I gotta tell you, Ophicleide was first invented as a sit-down instrument, right? People don't really march with it, but it is the worst thing to sit with. When you hold it, the only things holding it up is this, and you just stick the soft in between your thumb and your pointer finger, stick it right there, and just hold it like this. That's all that's supporting it. So it really hurts to play. Not like immediately, but after hours. Like people would do symphonies playing this, and they could stand it. I don't get it. And the shape makes it really hard to play. You can't hold it to the side because there are keys right here. They get stuck on your pants, so you have to go in between your legs and then like lean over. What's a J horn? Wait, is it that really weird black horn that's like it looks like a really squashed euphonium? I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they look kind of weird. I think it'd be fun to make a video about, but I know other people already have. But that would be kind of fun to play jazz on. I feel so bad for band directors. They have to listen to us mess with the keys. Like I love this sound, but it gets really annoying for band directors. Okay, yeah, bassoon is worse to hold, but at least you have some kind of strap. Like either a neck strap or a butt strap. I used the butt strap when I played it in high school, but at least it's easier to hold than this. It doesn't rest on the soft parts of your hands. It's odd. But yeah, it's really annoying when you're playing and like one of these keys, especially this bottom key, I don't know if you can see it, it gets caught on the pant leg and opens slightly and then all your notes go out of whack. See. Oh really? What's the range of the J horn? Yeah, saxophones are lucky they get to just sit around with the strap. Yeah, it can be uncomfortable. That's why all of my songs that should never be played on Ophicleide things, I always play them standing up because it's a pain to play standing down. It's standing down, sitting down. Euphonium range? Yeah, it'd be fun to play, fun to get my hands on sometime. Yeah, sorry guys. I was gonna sit here and practice and talk to you guys, but I can't really practice if you can't hear it. Actually, maybe that's a good thing. I could just pretend I'm playing perfectly and not messing up at all. Yeah, basically, it's woodwind saxophone. He was like, what if I made this a woodwind? Because his idea was like he wanted to bridge the gap between real woodwinds and brass instruments, get something that kind of sounded in the middle, and that was the saxophone idea. And now, 200 years, 150 years later, they don't even use saxophones in most classical orchestras, which is sad. I don't mind sousaphone. It's not my favorite exactly, but it is still kind of fun. I just prefer the Helicon. I wish my Helicon had a wider bell, wider sound. It's so old. It's a little bit faint, and apparently it's insanely flat. I don't know what's going on with that. What do I use the most, Chloe? Jazz Ophicleide? See, that's what I really want. Like, I love jazz, but I think it would, like, my dream is to play in a jazz band or have a jazz band that uses funky instruments. You know, Helicon as the bass, Ophicleide as one of the horns. Like either a big band or like a wedding band, you know, quintets, quartets kind of thing. That would be really fun. Oh yeah. I love microwaving metal, you know. Whenever your metal is cold, just stick in the microwave. 10 out of 10 advice. Oh yeah, I want to know what the inventor of the Ophicleide thinks about me playing jazz. But it's what I want to do. You know, it would be fun. It wouldn't sound the best, but there'd be some people who'd be really into it. And especially like if I get better and better at it. You know, I've only been playing for what is it, less than 2 years? So yeah, once I get better, it'd be a lot of fun to play jazz. And I'd probably want a better horn. This is a like a knockoff, so it doesn't even have a brand. If I got a legit good quality one, it'd be a lot easier. I should eat the Ophicleide. I could try. Ah, ow, that was a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe I'll get barbecue sauce. I bet it tastes good with barbecue sauce. Yeah, exactly. Jazz is always evolving. It's always been about, you know, having fun, and this would be really fun. The problem is playing fast is tricky. I mean, like, it's even worse than Barry Sax, in my opinion. I've never played Barry Sax, but seeing Barry Sax, there's so much more travel with this, and the keys are just, they're so weighty. It's hard to play quickly, and because it's a brass instrument, there's levels between what do you call it? All the open notes. So it's got some funky transitions that aren't the best. What's chicken scratch? It's probably gonna be insane, isn't it? There is some. I was This isn't even that hard, but I was trying to make a video. The one of the songs you shouldn't play on Off Glide. It's Careless Whisper, and it's got some really tricky high and lows that it's really hard to play on Off Glide. You know, we don't have any kind of octave key or anything. We just have to. It's hard, but eventually I'll get it out. Play hot cross buns. I don't know if you can hear it. I bet YouTube can press that and try an octave up. Hmm. I don't know what key that was in. Wasn't the key of C. My favorite bird. I don't know. I like a lot of birds. They're fun to look at. I don't think I have a favorite. Oh yeah, there's barely anything for contrabass clarinet players. Kind of disappointing. And when there is something, it's a really boring part. I think it was. key of A flat. Just I started on C. Yes, I've seen people play the song. It sounds amazing. Like I don't know how you figure that out, but it sounds really cool. Let's see. No, I've got a I love jazz and I want to get better at um playing bass lines because most people play string bass. They can just do up and down the fretboard. But for me, it's harder because I like if I don't have sheet music in front of me, I have to know how to do it. So I got a book on how to actually play jazz bass lines and make them up on the spot just from chord progressions because I don't want to have to rely on sheet music every time. Problem is, I love drums, and you don't have to do chords on drums. You don't need any ear training. So that's why I really love jazz drums. I don't have to deal with anything. But if I want to do tuba in jazz eventually, I'll have to learn chords and stuff. What? The saw instrument is sharp? Really? Who would have guessed? Oh, good luck to you. Being 4'11" on a sousaphone. I know it's been done before and it's impressive, but it you gotta have some big muscles. Some advice for a new tuba player? Just it's really, really common, but just practice, 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 practice. Because I didn't. Um, all the way through middle school, I would play in band, but I had a tuba at home. My parents bought me a nice brand new tuba, and I didn't practice it, and I it set me back multiple years because I wasn't as good as I should have been. So yeah, just practice long tones, scales, chromatic. Make sure you get the right tone. Yeah, it's just hours of practice. I hate to say it, but that's all it really is. Now I'm curious. I wonder what the string's gonna do to a flute. Let me grab it. I'm back. I didn't die. Oh, yeah, Alex. I disappeared for a second. Went to another dimension. No, I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who recently. I've been binging it because it's a really good show, and now I love to say I like go time traveling or I gotta go to my TARDIS. Playing in the key of P flat is my favorite key, other than Q double sharp. I don't have a violin bow. I think it would be kind of fun. There's some cool sound effects you can do with cymbals, with a bow, but I don't want to like waste money on it. I spent $75 on that saxophone mouthpiece that I would put on my Ophicleide, and I realized I'm not going to make any of this money back, so it's kind of a big waste, and I don't want to do that with a violin bow or anything because I know I won't make the money back, and I need to preserve it. I got a little mini fridge with all the flute parts. I do not have a sax. I've never touched a sax. Or maybe I've like held my friends, but I've never played one. Let's see. Let's see what the stream does. If I can actually play the flute. Oh yeah, it just sounds like air. You can't even hear the flute. That's really sad. I wonder why. Yeah, I was playing a couple notes. When I bought this flute, my only goal was to play the uh the notes at the beginning of Into the West from Lord of the Rings. Bum 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 bum. And I can technically do that. It like the tone isn't the best, but I can do it. Except one of the G's jumps an octave up, and I can't exactly do that. Yeah, I can't. I don't know why I keep the flute around. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna have time to really learn it, and I'll never be great at it. It's just kind of a fun prop to have, and I mess around it every couple of months, you know? Yeah, I spent like $100 on this thing, which it's not a great flute, but that's still $100. Let's see, what are you guys talking about? Oh, I missed a bunch of guys. I didn't realize you were talking in the chat. Flute embouchure is the worst. I still don't understand it. Screen's a bit. Oh shoot! Why is my screen blurry? 1 second. See if that helped. No, that didn't help. Um, Come on. I spent a decent amount of money on this webcam. It's like really frustrating that it doesn't focus sometimes. But hey, that's better. Okay, what were you guys talking about in the chat? Yes, the most beautiful silence. It was great. Okay, Chloe, I think it's really funny. I started posting videos like I think it was over 2 years ago, and I had like 5 subscribers for the longest time, and some of them were me on alternate channels. And then I started getting a tiny bit of traction. I was mostly just posting drum videos, and they weren't very interesting, and they were really bad, so I didn't get very many subscribers. And then I started posting more variety content, and I slowly gained subscribers. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I got super excited when I hit 100 subscribers. That was like insane. What do you call it? Like a Mark Stone, I guess. Whatever. I can't speak. I was like, wow, this is crazy. I got 100 subscribers. I never thought that would happen. And then I hit 200. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I posted this video. It was really dumb. It was me playing a scale on the tuba at 100 BPM, 101, 102, 103 BPM, and it was like just that, but it got over 100,000 views. I think it's at like 200,000 now. And I was like, what the heck? So I gained a bunch of subscribers from that, and I was like, this is really random. Why did this happen? And then recently, I hit, I think it was like 4,000 subscribers, was 3 months ago, and now I'm past 8,000 now. I'm like, this is really funny. Like, and people in the comments are like calling me the Ophicleide kid and stuff. I know I'm not a kid anymore, but I look like a kid. I have a really young face, and it's just really funny to kind of like in a very small community. I'm like the Ophicleide kid, or the Helicon one, or the one who picks up his Helicon and like puts his hand in it and plays it like a French horn. It's really funny and not what I expected would happen, but it is really fun because I get to talk to a lot of people like you guys. Wow, I missed a lot of comments. Let's see. The lights are really bright here. The one right above me, I put a sheet of black paper over it because it makes it too bright. It's fine when you're walking in here, but cameras can't deal with it, which is really annoying. It makes it look like I have no eyebrows because my eyebrows are blonde. Mein Vater ist ein Apfelzeller. I have to look up the song. That sounds amazing though. Was ist Mein Vater ist ein Apfelzeller? One second, guys. I'm gonna look it up. Sounds amazing. My German is like decent, but there's so many nouns I don't know. I can understand part of the sentences in German, but if I don't know the noun, it makes it hard. Let's see. Mein Vater ist ein Apfelzeller. Oh boy. Oh, we got some more people. So ads. Is this the Asian guy who can yodel really well? He did the chicken attack song. Oh yeah, if you want to make Fenner, go ahead. Oh, this is amazing. I gotta find sheet music for Mein Vater ist ein Apfelzeller. That sounds amazing. That is. I gotta listen to the rest of the song later. That's hilarious. Okay, I missed a lot of stuff. Wow. I'm sorry I can't reply to all of your comments. I'm. There are so many people coming in now. Okay, not so many people, but like so many comments. Hello, Bass Boy. Hello, Nolan. Daniel, the Teorbo. I have no idea what that is. Sounds interesting. Thank you, Chloe. It's always fun to hear people who've been here for a while. I mean, I'm not that big, but it's fun to know people. And my comments, most of the time, are really nice. There are always a few people saying, your tone sucks, or, a lot of people saying they hate not a people, one person saying they hate the wooden mouthpiece and you should never play it. I think they're just jealous. But there's so many nice people in my comments. It's really fun. I'm glad I'm not. I've always tried to not be controversial. I felt really bad when I learned about the Yellow Rose of Texas that it has racist lyrics or racist origins. And I know now people sing it differently, but it's still sad to hear. Like I love humans, but sometimes humanity can just be terrible. Don't be racist, guys. I'll have to look up chicken scratch after this. I know you guys can't probably hear very well. Seriously, the wooden mouthpiece is awesome. I don't know how you could hate something as cool as this, and it's literally one of a kind. I've been meaning to like find some kind of woodworker because I'm so scared of breaking it. I don't know how old it is, but the person who sold me the Helicon and carved this, he's in his 90s and like not doing too well. So I don't know. I can't just ask him for another wooden mouthpiece. I gotta find some kind of woodworker that can replicate this. But mouthpieces are so like intricate. You gotta have the right dimensions. That it'd be hard to do. But I'm sure if I find the right woodworker, he can make me one because I would love one made of like red stained wood or purple wood. Purple's my favorite color. Dark purple. I'm sure your tone I'm sure your tone does not suck, Chloe, but that's what I'm saying. Like my tone isn't the best, but it's not bad and I've definitely improved from when I was younger. Like my tone used to be trash, trash, and I've definitely improved. But most of the time, they're just being mean, and I can just ignore it. That is the problem. Humans, we have so many emotions, and we can be convinced and manipulated, and sometimes we can just be mean. And I know a lot of these people, they don't need to be mean. Maybe they're having a bad day or something. So I never try to hold it against them unless they're repeating offenders, and then I just delete their messages. Okay, I want a wooden tuba to go with my wooden mouthpiece. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm sure it would be impossible to make, but if you had a tuba made of wood that was like thick and sturdy, maybe even an Ophicleide. Wait, a wooden Ophicleide. Never mind, that's just a bass horn. But a wooden tuba, that would be pretty cool. Just, pretty much impossible. Helicon and Tuba duet. I actually did technically my cover of the Ninjago theme, not Ninjago theme, the Ninjago overture. I did Helicon as the melody and then three tubas as the bass. And I'm working right now on a uh in the Hall of the Mounted King with with Ophicleide as the melody and then tuba bumping the bass. Oh, I didn't even show you the worst videos in that short. There's one, my very first video, I think, or my second or third. I titled it something like "Here's a Spooky Song," and it sounded so bad. They were barely even notes, and I don't know what I was thinking posting it. Oh, like an actual table. Hmm. I have to go upstairs and get my table. I could use it as a drum or something. Drill a hole and stick my mouthpiece into it. The Great Locomotive Chase. Is that a song? I don't think I know it. Is it just train sounds? Is it like the first song in the Music Man where the train sounds of the percussion? I love the Music Man, one of my favorite musicals. Yeah, see, but I think the problem is that bassoons are still like they're pretty much ophicleides with a thing of wood. Inside they look like a tube like this. With a tuba, um, here we go. With a tuba, there's so many tubes. I think it would be really hard to get. Metal is strong, so it can be thin, but wood, it would have to be thicker. So I think it would be really hard to do. And if it was made, it would be so expensive. But maybe there's someone out there who could. The French horn chair duet, is that the guy who he like moves his chair back and it squeaks a certain note? I think I might have seen it. The biggest tube I own is I don't have it right here. It's kind of too big for the frame, but my double B flat concert tuba or double B flat recording tuba. The It's supposed to be just 4/4 full size, but I think it's 5/4. It's really big. Etude books, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have any experience with them. They seem fine. Like they've got some. The ones I've seen have good music, but like I don't know. They tend to be just boring classical. You know, they sound really samey. So I tend to avoid stuff like that. I want something interesting. I think bassoon was made first. I'm pretty sure it was, but it kind of is. Yeah, the Alabama cousin. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. The tuba would have to be like 4 inches thick just to make it sturdy. That's the problem with the wooden mouthpiece. It's a lot thicker to be sturdy, so people think it's a bigger mouthpiece. I think I might have seen heard that then, because there it rings a bell that there was a Robert Smith song, something about trains. It rings a bell. I might have to check it out. Oh yeah, the massive one. I don't remember which museum it is, but I think it'd be really fun to visit that one. I've never been to like an instrument museum or anything before, but I think it'd be really fun to go and check things out. I know people have been, they're like, they'll point and look at Ophicleides, they'll see a really old one, they're like, wow, that's really cool. And then they'll come to videos like mine or other people with Ophicleides and be like, wow, it's a real thing. That's kind of why I play the Ophicleide so often, because I want more people to know about it, you know? I don't want it to be this niche little thing. You know, it's always nice when people comment, wow, I've never heard of an Ophicleide before, because now they know, and they're like, wow, that's cool. I should not go bald. In ninth grade, I got a buzz cut, and I look absolutely terrible. I do not look good with short hair, guys. Trust me. You do gotta make a 3D printed off a Clyde. That would be kind of terrible, but also really fun, and I would totally play it. Um, Plaster mouthpiece. That would be interesting. I wonder if it would be too fragile. That's an interesting theory, though. That would be kind of cool. Resin would be interesting. Can you imagine if you had like an amber mouthpiece? That would be really sick. That'd probably cost so much. I I never meant to be a mouthpiece collector, but I kind of have become one, and I think it'd be cool to get other mouthpieces. I'm not a fan of guns, but there was a guy at Tuba Christmas who had turned the barrel, not the barrel, but like where the gun holds 6 bullets. He had turned that into a mouthpiece, and it was really cool. Interesting, loaf time. I'll have to check that out later. I need to remember that. That sounds really cool. Robert Smith has some sick pieces. Glass tuba. Oh man, I'd be terrified to drop it. My Helicon was only $600, which I'm kind of like, I think that's a good price that I paid for it because it's got a lot of tuning issues, but it's also crazy for a 145-year-old instrument to only be $600, and it came with a one of a kind mouthpiece. Like, I think it's because the guy who sold it to me, he's really, really old, and that's probably around what he paid for it, brand new. I guess not brand new. He wasn't born in 1880, but he probably bought it like when it was only 30 or 40 years old and paid $600 for it. See, that would be really fun. A purple mouthpiece. I love purple, and having having something like that would be so fun. Wait, you guys know what I really want? I want a contrabass Ophicleide. So this is a bass Ophicleide, even though it's baritone bass range. Um, Contrabass Ophicleides, there's less than 10 in existence right now, and I don't think they have like plans for it. But there's got to be someone out there. If I paid them enough money, they would make a brand new contrabass Ophicleide, and that is my real dream instrument. If they manufactured it perfectly, so it didn't have any bad holes the way this one does, and I could play jazz with a contrabass Ophicleide, like a one of a kind, one of seven ish contrabass Ophicleides. That's my dream, along with a double E flat, double B flat chimbasso. Am I a cat or dog person? Both. I love cats, but I'm super allergic to them. My eyes swell shut after like 5 hours of being with a cat. So I can't have a cat, but I love them and I'll pet them every chance I get. But I also love dogs. I'm slightly less allergic to dogs, but I'm still allergic enough that I can't have a hairy one like a husky, but like if I wasn't allergic, I'd get like a Bernese Mountain Dog or something because they're so cute. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even monetized yet. I still need a lot more views. Or it's you have to get 10 million shorts views in 3 months, or 4,000 watch hours in a year, and I don't have either of those because not enough people have watched long enough. But if I get monetized and get big enough, it would be really fun to get some cool instrument things. I would totally gent on a contrabass off a Clyde. That would be the coolest thing. I'll go up to Whitechapel and audition, say, who needs a bass player? Who needs a bass player when you got a brass player? See, I, I mean, like, it would be fun to have any dog. My mom has a dog. She doesn't live with me, or I don't live with her, I guess. But she has a dog, a poodle. She's really cute. I think I made a video about her a little while ago. And she's really fun. But I couldn't watch a dog full time. Working, being loud with instruments. It like I wouldn't be able to spend as much time with the dog. And when I did, I would be low energy. I actually watched my mom's dog over the weekend, and it's really fun, but I don't have the energy to full time have a dog. It would be fun to collab with other creators, but I don't have a schedule or anything, and it'd be hard to just get in touch with creators, let alone actually go out and film a video with them because I don't have much time. That's why I do so many shorts. They're like I can make two in an hour because sometimes an hour is all I have, or hour is all the energy I have. So it'd be fun to do videos with other creators, but I don't know how feasible it would be with my current schedule. But I'll be going to college in probably August or September whenever it starts. And so maybe I'll be able to do stuff then. My videos will definitely change when I'm at college. Well, I'm glad you're here, Spirit. No, I'm glad I can appeal to so many people. I'm not even like trying to go out. I'm just having fun and then for some reason people keep watching and I'm like, well, if people keep watching and I'm still enjoying it, then why should I stop? Helicon is my oldest instrument, 145 years old. Ophicleide, it looks really new. I'm guessing it was only made in the last few years. My flute, I don't even know. The bugle looks really old, but not that old. I just don't think it was taken care of. My tuba here, the large E flat, was 50s or 60s. My recording bell tuba was 50s or 60s somewhere. But yeah, like by 100 years ish. I guess like 70-ish years. Helicon is the winner, being made in 1880. I could do an online thing. I'm just not sure what I would do. I don't, the videos I make, they're usually I get the idea at the moment or the day before and then I write it down. I have a note on my phone that's just full of video ideas and most of them I'm never going to do, but maybe they'll spark an idea in my head and then make it. I'm just not sure what I would do with someone else. On Halloween actually, I collabed one of my fellow Red Symbols ambassadors, Laser, she lives about an hour away. We did a drum collab, but the video got less than 1,000 views, the short. But it was still a lot of fun to collab. It's just a lot of work. I have played guitar. I tried in 2020 and 2021, and I was terrible at it. I'm just not good at string instruments. And I was in kind of a band at the time. We just started. I was playing with some of the kids from high school, and we needed a secondary guitarist. So I sold my guitar for $10 to this guitarist, and then our band stopped playing like two months later, and I just didn't get the guitar back. So I was like, well, whatever. Sample Scargo, have I ever tried percussion? See for yourself. Woo. Oh, now I gotta gotta fix the webcam. I think that's good. Eh, that's better. Wow. I didn't realize I'd been streaming for so long. This has been really fun, guys. Let's see. Critical Faz. We got Freddy Fazbear in the chat, guys. That's pretty sick. But yeah, there was recently there was a comment. This guy, I think it was Portuguese. When I'm reading, I can't read the difference between Spanish and Portuguese. But the other guy said he was from Brazil, so I think it was Portuguese. But he said your tone is terrible on the tuba, but a lot of other countries have different kinds of tones. I was going for a more classically jazz tone instead of whatever tone he was, and it's like other countries have different tone ideas. I've always wanted to go to like a massive storage locker full of instruments and see what weird crap is there. I think it'd be really fun to have some weird instrument, like some beat up instruments. I've never played Eltonium. I think it'd be kind of fun. Um, there's an alto Ophicleide called the Quintaclave or Quintaclave, wherever you're from. It's like so. This is a B flat Ophicleide, and there's C bass Ophicleides, but the Quintaclave is like E flat Ophicleide, so it's kind of like an E flat euphonium type of thing. And I think I think you can get one from Wessex for like $1,000. I wouldn't trust Wessex, but yeah, they're kind of interesting. And then there's Kent's bugles, which are it's like an Ophicleide but a bugle, so it's got keys instead of valves because that's all they had at the time. It's really interesting. I stopped dyeing my hair I stopped dyeing about a month before my scholarship audition because it like I loved having the purple hair. It was really fun, but it looks more professional for classical music to have regular hair, and even long hair doesn't look professional for guys. But I'm not going to cut my hair, and it just looks a little more professional for a classical setting to have regular hair instead of purple dye. I might do it one more time, but I'm just not sure. I've got a lot of dye left, and it'd be fun. Yeah, I do miss the purple hair. It was a fun. I kind of have thought about bass and contrabass trombone, but I'd prefer if they were valved. And then if I was doing a valved trombone, why not just get a chimbasso? Because I already want a chimbasso, they're just really expensive. But a chimbasso with a slide would be even more fun. Dude, double basses are expensive. It's kind of crazy. My high school, we've got, I think, a full set of six timpani, and I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it was kind of just rumors, but the previous band teacher got fired because he spent all the money on those timpani, which are really nice timpani. And I think he got fired because of that. I don't know for sure though. Don't quote me. Welcome back, JJ Kwan. I mean, it is kind of a sousaphone bell, but it's just a recording bell tuba, you know? There's no real difference between the sousaphone bell other than the one I have, it's a little bit smaller diameter. So I guess technically it is a sousaphone bell, but it's also a recording tuba bell. And I don't know if they can be switched. They might have different base diameters. I haven't checked. Oh man, can you imagine how long my hair would be if I stuck in a mohawk? That would be so much gel. Let's see, how tall is it? I can't see it. But yeah, that would be really funny. They'd get so mad. I'd do it before like my senior recital in college or something. Um, yeah, but I'm slide chimbasso is the same thing as bass trombone. If it's the right key, yeah, but I'm talking about like a real chimbasso with a slide added, you know, valves and slides. No, I did say bubble bass. Yeah, sorry. I have to. It takes a second to read the screen, so I'm like going silent. I love the bubble bass. You have to be really gentle or else you'll pop it, you know? Yeah, if I use the Helicon, it will probably be my concert tuba, and then practice would be the E flat. I'm gonna get it cleaned soon, hopefully next week, to get this crazy blue stuff off. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the short I posted last night, but it's got some crazy blue tarnishing that I need to get off, and the whole instrument could use a good clean. It's a good patina, so that's why I can't use things like Brasso on it. It'll ruin the patina, but I want to get the tarnish off. Yeah, I'm just going to college for music. Obviously, I have to take my generals, but my major is going to be music performance, and you know, I'm getting into the concert bands and stuff, symphonies, but I'm hoping, like, fingers crossed that I can somehow take the bass trombone spot as a tuba player because I love jazz, and that's, you know, I want to be able to play jazz in college. I need to clean my instruments. Besides this one, I can't clean the Ophicleide because it's got pads. I can't just put it in the bathtub. But my Helicon and my concert tuba, I really need to, you know, clean them through. I haven't done that in a long time. That's sick, Spirit. I have never been good at composing music because I can hear melodies in my head, but I can't transfer them to the page, and I don't know enough music theory to be able to like sit down and say these chords go together and all that. But it would be fun to learn eventually. Yeah, see, that's the kind of the problem. Like this E flat tuba is it has a thinner sound than a bigger tuba, but it's still not blasty the way bass trombone is. So I'm not sure they'll let me. And I, if I had a chimbasso, it would be totally fine, but I can't afford a chimbasso. A Barrett, yeah. A lot of people do that. They'll stick brass mouthpieces on their saxophones, and that's why so many people are confused about the Ophicleide. I've never actually done it. No one in my school has done it that I saw, so I don't know how it sounds. Ooh, was it like a school instrument? Some of those school instruments are really sketchy and gross. Like I always washed out the mouthpieces because some people don't wash their mouthpieces after use, which is really bad. You should wash your mouthpieces, but sometimes there's nasty stuff, but especially in tubas and bass trombones, because there's so much tubing it can be left in there. Yeah, wash your instruments, guys. Oh yeah, jazz sousaphones are a thing, um, in brass bands and stuff. But this would be a like a big band, and they typically don't do tubas or sousaphones in big bands, which is really unfortunate. And big bands aren't my favorite kind of jazz. I prefer street jazz types, but any type of jazz is jazz. And I don't think I'll make it as a jazz drummer in college because I'm not that good. They're a lot better. I've never been a real percussionist, just a side percussionist, but I'd love to do tuba. I mean, there's always like beginner drum sets, under $200 or $200, $300. Problem is cymbals. Like, obviously, you can get cheap cymbals, and Amazon has brass cymbals, which sound absolutely terrible, but they're great for practice on. But the problem is, drums are just an expensive instrument in general, and you'll have to pay a couple hundred at least, which is unfortunate. But yeah, if you're gonna start drums, don't get any sort of high end thing, like at all. Don't get any high end equipment. Um, because if you don't like it, that's so much money wasted. Honestly, I'm not as good as I pretend to be. I mean, I'm decent, and I've really low self esteem, so I don't think I'm good. But there are so many better players I see online who are like way younger than me because I didn't practice when I was in middle school and the beginning of high school. So I'm a level or two below where I should be. I'm surprised I got the scholarship. Um, I didn't think I sounded that good, but I put in so much practice on that one song that I did decent. But it's kind of the reason I don't play as much. I don't post as many covers or videos of me actually playing full songs because I'm not I feel like I'm not as good as I should be, and on YouTube so many people will post nasty things. It's not worth it for me to play something half-heartedly. But I think, I still play in symphonies and bands and stuff. I'm good, I'm just not great. No, seriously. I would be practicing more if my horns, actually came up on YouTube. Hey, heck yeah. Practice pad is a great way to start, actually. If you get a couple practice pads, you can make a small drum set. I actually have one. It's been sitting for years. It sits at the foot of my bed, and I usually, I just toss clothes on it, my jacket and stuff, when I don't want to put them on the floor. So it's kind of just a stand now. I forget it's an actual practice pad, but I should move it at some point. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm surprised the Q&A shorts have been so popular. I didn't think people wanted to know stuff. Um, but yeah, apparently people like it enough. I don't know. It's fun talking to you guys. That's the thing. Um, I'm not great. I'm terrible at trumpet, so I don't have any specific trumpet advice. But practice your scales. Oh, here it is. Time your practice sessions. I just started doing this. I never did before, but my teacher, my private teacher, told me to time your practice to make sure you're doing it right. So I've been making sure, and I take breaks like a small water break every 15 minutes, or like a stand up and walk around the room a couple times break every half hour, just to make sure I'm not overdoing it. Because my Philharmonic rehearsals are 2 hours, and that's like we get a 10-minute break in the middle, but that's a lot of playing. But yeah, so time your practice sessions. Start with scales. Don't skimp on the warm up. At least 15 minutes warm up, but 30 minutes is better. Long tones, scales, tone, exercises, flexibility, all that stuff. Make sure you focus on that. Yeah, I mean, pretty much any instrument is like it takes a lot of practice for one little point of improvement to get there. And when you're a beginner, you start going up really quickly because there's so much to learn. And then once you get to a certain point, it's really hard to improve large amounts because it's just small steps. And that's kind of where I am now and have been for a while. It's small improvements that you can't hear very well. Teach the entirety of music theory. Okay, so how do I teach music theory? Sound go woo. Sound is good. There you go. Yeah, the best advice, just don't practice bad. Be better. Good, do good. Turn into a caveman. Yeah, that's a big thing about horns is you can know the notes, but you can't like being able. Actually, I have the that problem with the highest notes. I can get decently high, but I can't connect them very well. The connecting notes are a little bit garbled. No, I wish I could do the Matt Pat, you know. But hey, I can't do his energy. But that's just a theory. A music theory. Thanks for playing. I don't know what the theme song would be. It would be like the VeggieTales theme song or something. Yeah, Spirit. I don't know if my dad doesn't hate the practicing, but our our schedules conflict a lot. I'm at work when he's at home, and he's at home when I'm at work. But sometimes, like the times when we're both at home, is also a lot of time. Um, I can't practice because it'll be 9 o'clock at night, and I don't want to wake him up. Um, and in the mornings, I sleep in decently decently late up until 8 or 9, so I can't practice then because I'm asleep and he's awake. So it's hard to get a good time when people are out of the house so I can practice. And it's worse with drums. The reason I don't post as many drum covers or drum videos anymore is because drums are the loudest, and I really don't have time to practice forever to get a good cover. And I'm in a jazz band, but it's one I don't really have to practice for because it's easy enough. But the hard things I can't practice long enough because I don't have time in the day when no one's here. Would I play in the pit? Absolutely. Um, Recently, actually, it was the same day of my college scholarship audition. I got to see the Snow College performance of Anastasia, and there was a pit orchestra, and they sounded amazing. They didn't actually have a tuba, which is interesting. They just had one string bass, but it sounded so fun, and I would love to do that. Ooh, get kicked out of the house for it. Sometimes I've made a couple videos about it, but especially around Christmas time because you get more tips that way around Christmas. People are more generous. But I go and play Christmas songs out usually by like a Smith's near me. I'll go play Christmas songs on the Helicon and Ophicleide just because I need to practice when I can't play in the house, but I used to bring my drums out too sometime until I got the cops called on me for being too loud. I kind of want to do it again in like a park or something. Yeah, I did Tuba Christmas on Ophicleide. My second year was last Christmas. It's a lot of fun. I didn't play very well this year, which was disappointing because I hadn't played in a long time. But now I'm playing more often. That's kind of the biggest purpose of the songs that you shouldn't play on Ophicleide. It's getting me to be more flexible with my playing, and I play more and I practice more, you know. And for some reason, people keep watching them, even though they sound absolutely terrible. I think that's the funniest part. Any tips for bassoon? Uh, let's see. Here's one. You already know this, but clean out your bassoon. I spent all of sophomore year playing bassoon, and I didn't clean it once. Like after you play, when you go down with the the cloth and stuff, I didn't do that all year. So yeah, definitely do that. Um, Make sure your embouchure is steady. I had a lot of unintentional wobbling when I was playing bassoon because I couldn't keep my mouth sturdy enough to keep it in tune. So yeah, work on like I don't know how to say it, sturdiness of your lips, I guess. Work on your lip strength to be able to play for long periods of time. That's the biggest thing for bassoon, I think. Yeah, see, leaf of, or loaf of time. That's kind of my thing. I'm in the basement. My bedroom's in the basement. My bedroom is the blue room, the one with all my horns. And then right now I'm in my studio, which is just right across the hall. I've got sound pads everywhere, and it's in the basement, so it's easier to play, especially tuba. It doesn't usually reach my dad on the top floor, but it's still loud enough that I don't want to bother him if it's midnight. My favorite kind of jazz is like street jazz, I guess is what you call it. I do love lounge jazz, the kind of thing where you have a quartet just playing soft music, but street jazz, bands like Lucky Chops or Riot Jazz or I'm trying to remember the name, but there are a couple others. They're the fun street jazz vibes. Or Dixieland is kind of street jazz. I love that the fun dancing around sound. The problem is with uh big band jazz. I don't want to enjoy jazz sitting down like an orchestra concert. I want to enjoy jazz being up and about. And that's why I don't love big band jazz, is because their concerts tend to be just a sit down and listen concert when jazz should be a fun dance concert kind of thing, you know? So yeah, street jazz. What college am I going to? Snow College in Utah. Yes. It's a really small town where Snow College is. It's pretty much just the college. You could walk from end to end in like I don't know, maybe half an hour. It's like a 10-minute drive or less across the town. It's really small. But that's what I want. I've lived in a big college town. The college itself has like 30,000 students, so it's a big college town, and I've always wanted something a little bit smaller, you know? I'd be like the magical like the forest wizard or something, the forest witch dancing around with my Helicon and Ophicleide. That'd be really fun. I could get an ocarina and play like Zelda music. Yeah, small towns are fun, especially because it's not like a small town that's got bad small town vibes. It's a small town college town, so it's got decent vibes, and it's the second best music school, or it's got the second best music program in the state of Utah. Only beat or tied for by the one in my town, Brigham Young University. Um, but I don't want to go to BYU because I don't have good enough grades. I failed a lot of things my freshman and sophomore year. Oh, Jeff or Jeff J Horn Ensemble. I've got a green screen now. I haven't shown it in any videos, I don't think, or I did in one. The problem is I don't have any ideas for what to use on a green screen. I did a few way back when I only had 1,000-ish subscribers, But now that I actually have a real green screen, I don't know what to do with it. It's just been standing there and it's so big and in the way. I need to do something with it. The Ophicleide spell is known to scare away people with perfect pitch. Berkeley would be awesome, but yeah, I don't have the grades and I don't think that's exactly where I want to go. I want to get a bachelor's or even a master's in music and then, go and do it. I want to go find a jazz band that would like me. I don't want to go deal with Berkeley, deal with the musician snobs. But if you want to go and you make it, like props to you. That's insane. And I totally support you. That would be really fun. I've been meaning to do pep band music with the Helicon. I just haven't gotten around to it. Um, I have a skit idea where I start playing like a slow, I don't know, some kind of classical piece, and then I transition into it's called 12th Street Rag. It's the rag from SpongeBob. You've all heard it. I want to learn that on one of my instruments and transition from classical to SpongeBob rag. Do you have perfect pitch, Jeff? Yeah, it's because it's so chronically out of tune. People hate it. I I don't know if I can actually blast. I know you won't be able to hear it, but I'm gonna try. I know you couldn't hear it, but I kind of can. The problem is when I try to blast, the embouchure changes and then it starts like moving up. But you can start feeling like the metal shaking. It sounds like it's gonna rip through. It is a lot of fun. I have to get sheet music for Seven Nation Army. See, that's the problem with Berkeley. I mean, other big colleges too. I don't want to work myself so competitively against people who will always be better than me. It just doesn't sound fun. I want a tin whistle or a penny whistle. That sounds really fun. I bet I can like find one on Amazon or something. Yeah, if you were in the room, I'm sure it's like ruining it with the microphone, but if you were in the room, even though I have walls and walls of sound dampening, it still echoes, like certain notes specifically, they echo forever, and it's really funny. It gets harder the higher you go. All like, hmm, I haven't tried that. Let's see. It's really weird. It doesn't work the same way it does on tuba. I'd have to like practice that and get a good slur. Berkeley is still less snobbish than other places, but it's like it still is the best of the best, you know. So it you've got some elitists there. Okay, loaf of time. At my community band, I was just playing high B flat. You know, the one at the very top of the bass clef on my tuba, and the violist in front of me, she was the only viola there. She was like, "That's making my instrument ring or rattle." So I played it again, and the viola was resonating to that specific note. It was really funny. Why do I play or why do I prefer low brass? I don't know. I just like bass things. I've always wanted a bass voice, which I know I'll never have, but just the lowness of it is fun. Back when I played organ, having the super low pedal notes are just they're fun to play. I tune all of my drums to low notes when I can. I just like low things for some reason. I like the deepness of it. You totally should write an Ophicleide part. I'll go to wherever you are just to play that Ophicleide part. Oh yeah, I forgot there were two Berkeleys. That's the thing, and that's in the like music world, but not even just like uh band and orchestra things. Every type of music, there's so much competitiveness and ego in certain places that it's just like I want to find people who don't have that kind of ego who just want to play, but when you're really good, it just kind of comes, you know. But yeah, music ego is just not fun to deal with. I want to do that. I want to go to like a string store and play brass there. I want to collect more mouthpieces, but I don't have any stores near me. There's one called Summer Haze. Actually, it's where this folder came from. That's got brass and strings and percussion, but it doesn't have a lot of mouthpieces. I think they only have like Bach and Helleberg ones. And like I want a place that has a good variety of mouthpieces I could try out. Because I've only tried a certain two or three mouthpieces. I don't know what I prefer because I've only had those couple ones. Bro, MuseScore is fun to mess around with. I use NoteFlight because it's free on the web and I don't have to actually download MuseScore, which would be a pain for me. I buy Loaf of Time. Good luck at the musical. Oh man, that video I made. I don't know what I was thinking. It was still a really fun video to make, but you know, ever since I started liking jazz. I didn't have much exposure to jazz before I started playing jazz in high school. I heard the Monsters Inc. theme and the Incredibles theme, but I didn't really know jazz. And now hearing people who are like they say they only listen to country or they only listen to pop, jazz is something so far away from what they like that they probably hear trash, because all these crazy sounds and the non-repetitiveness of it is something they just hate, which is interesting. I have no idea what it's like blasting on bass trombone. On tuba, it's easiest in the low notes because you can just go completely loose and then let it rip. Wolfpeck? I have no idea what that is. I don't know. I think I think you'd have to have at least a $3 budget to get a Helicon and an Ophicleide, you know? Maybe $4. I'd scare all the birds and squirrels away with the Ophicleide blasting. Low volume funk? I'll have to check them out. Oh wow. 4:55. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to end the stream. I didn't realize we'd be going for actually wait, I'll wait 3 minutes because I want it to hit 2 hours and 30 minutes. No, I donated plasma today, and after this I'm gonna go up to the Lego store and buy some Legos. Because I want to. More than half the members are drummers? How many drummers do they have? Are they all playing like the same drum set? They're all just crowding around, or do they have different auxiliary percussion? Okay, another one of my dreams is to get a full size tuba or Ophicleide out of Legos. Like, I know it would sound absolutely terrible and probably wouldn't even work, but there's got to be some way. You know, Davey 504 made a bass out of Lego. There's got to be some way to make a tuba out of Lego because they have plastic tubas, right? Can there be a Lego tuba? See, I kind of want to. The problem with Ophicleide is it's got one constantly open uh uh what do you call it, key, and you close it like this. So if I stuck a cone in it, it would only work if I was playing a note that used the first key. But yeah, if I found a cone, I'd totally use it. Oh yeah, Legos are amazing. Lego Star Wars on the Wii was my childhood. I love the sets, except they're super expensive now and not worth it. But I'm gonna go get some Ninjago. They released a new wave in March that Walmart and Target haven't had, so I gotta go to a Lego store. Just tape the key down. Oh, that would sound so bad. I don't even know if it would work. What happens if I try to play other notes while holding? Oh wait, I can't play any of the open notes. So yeah, it brings everything down a note, but I can't play any of the open notes. There's got to be a song out there that only uses everything except the open notes, right? Favorite saxophone, bass saxophone, or contrabass saxophone, because they're low. No, Lego was my childhood. I've never been super creative. I didn't make intricate. I've never been a good engineer, but I loved building the sets, and I still do. I have so many. Ninjago is the best. Okay, we hit 2:30, guys. I'm gonna have to end the stream. You guys have been so fun to talk to. I'm totally gonna do this again. Bye.